Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I will be doing my Elvis collection. For you guys who followed my channel or who subscribed to my channel, a lot of people may or may not know I'm an Elvis Presley fan. I'll explain who Elvis is real quick, some people who may not know who he is. He was a singer from the 50s to the 70s. He died in 1977 at the age of 42 from a heart attack. So I'm going to get into my Elvis collection. First one I got is an Elvis CD. It is the 30 #1 hits of Elvis. My favorite song off of this CD has gotta be, I have two favorites, Heartbreak Hotel and Hound Dog. Really good. Next one I got is Elvis, An Afternoon in the Garden. It's him in the, I think that's the powder blue suit. I'm not real sure. This is a kind of a photo of him just standing on stage stretching out that cape. If you can kind of see it. I think it's a blue cape with some gold underneath. And this is a full concert. Full concert on CD. It is one concert, I have not listened to this CD yet. I've tried, I think I listened to it in a car one time, but I really wasn't paying attention because I was doing something at that time. I think I really don't know. My favorite song off of this has to be his first song ever recorded. It was Sun Records in 1954. That's Alright. And the last one I like, and the other one I like off this album is Polk Salad Innie, or off this CD. On to the next one. Elvis Inspirational. If you can see, there's a picture of Elvis, and if anybody wonder what that kind of picture is, it's Elvis in the white If I Can Dream suit from the 1968 comeback special. And my favorite song off of here, I got two favorites, If I Can Dream and where is it? And Amazing Grace. I actually have three. If I Can Dream, Amazing Grace, and How Great Thou Art. And Elvis, the backstory behind If I Can Dream, I think Elvis was a big fan of Martin Luther King, or a big admirer of Martin Luther King and JFK. And since Martin Luther King was assassinated in his hometown of Memphis, he wanted to do that song. So, on to the next one. Gospel. A lot of people may or may not know this. Elvis won 3 Grammys. He won 3 Grammys for his gospel albums. And my favorite song off here, like I said, was the other ones was How Great Thou Art. Let me see. Crying in the Chapel, and that's it for this one. And Peace in the Valley. I like that one. I got the same copy. It's the same one like I said for the other ones. It's the same one. Actually, yeah, it's the same one. Same one, I think. He's got the same, yeah, same one. And it's a good CD. I haven't listened to this one. I didn't take this one out of the package because I got one already. Next one I got is a Conway Twitty CD. A lot of people may not know this. I'm also a big fan of Conway Twitty, this is not his real name. A lot of people may or may not know that. His real name is Harold Lloyd Jenkins. He changed it. He took out a road map, and first he saw it was Conway, Arkansas, and Twitty, Texas. That's how he got Conway Twitty. My favorite song to come off this album was It's Only Make Believe. I actually got two. I've said it for almost all the albums up to this last one I got in my CD collection, is It's Only Make Believe and Hello Darling, which was his 1970 #1 hit. Alright, next I got is my Elvis movies. This is a VHS tape. Kids on YouTube today may or may not know what this is. It's a VHS tape, so pretty much you stick it in a VHS player. I'm not going to take it out because this thing's a pain in the butt to put back in this little case. And this is basically a story on from the beginning of Elvis's life to his death in 1977, showing the important moments like when he got married in 67 to Priscilla, his wife, which she's still alive. I've heard she's like a really nice person. Next one I got, Aloha from Hawaii. This is Aloha from Hawaii. Elvis did this concert in January of 1973. He had a jumpsuit, the Aloha from Hawaii jumpsuit, and it was called the American Eagle jumpsuit. It is a white jumpsuit with basically it's like an eagle on the chest, and then on the back it's like an eagle. And it had a belt to it with I forget how. I gotta look at a picture next time I see it, or when I go down to Graceland for Elvis Week in a month, next month. And basically, he had a cape on the back of it too, which I have at Graceland, which he threw out to the audience, which a fan kept it. Or the story goes, I really don't know the actual story, that a reporter called it, sold it to a fan, and when that fan died, it made its way back to Graceland. Alright, next one I got is the Lost Home Movies digital remaster. I really don't know much about this one. It just says like Elvis was the king of rock and roll, most influential entertainer of the last century, and just different stuff. I really don't know much about this one. Next we got is Elvis by the Presleys, and this is basically, there's 2 discs in this one. It's disc 1 and disc 2. And on disc 1 it shows him when he meets Priscilla in the army in when he met Priscilla in the army in 1959, and when they got married in 1967, the inner child when Priscilla Presley had Lisa Marie in 1968. The generosity. Elvis was very, very generous, as I've heard. If you go to Graceland, there's actually a wall of checks that are all made out for $1,000. And also, yeah, he's a very generous person. Also, a lot of people may or may not know this. If you do know this, it's actually a really cool fact. He met President Richard Nixon in 1970. It's either 70 or 71. He wanted to become I forget what it was, but he got a badge from Richard Nixon, the president at the time. It was a drug enforcement badge for the DEA. And the badge is on display at Graceland, and I think it's in the actual museum part across the street from the mansion, or in the trophy building, which is behind the mansion. Okay, this is called Elvis, the mini-series, and this is about basically showing, I forget who plays Elvis in this movie, but this is basically Elvis from the start of his career. Technically, when it ends towards after he bought Graceland. It's from like, you know, when it shows him in the movie going into Sun Records and actually meeting Sam Phillips' secretary, Marianne Keisker. Elvis recorded I forget how you pronounce it. It's like an acetate. It's a record, but it's an acetate, and it was My Happiness and That's When Your Heartaches Begin. Next one. So next one we got, this is a double feature DVD. Elvis Presley, Jailhouse Rock, and Viva Las Vegas, which he starred in with Anne Margaret. So, Jailhouse Rock. Vince Everett, portrayed by Elvis Presley, is in the movie he plays a character named Vince Everett, and and he gets sent to jail in the movie for a crime. I forget what it was. And then when he gets out, or while he's in jail, he meets a country music singer named Hunk Houghton. I think that's how you pronounce his name. When he gets out, he kind of felt famous in movies and stuff. And then Hunk, I think, gets I want to say jealous, but I don't know what the word you would have to say. He gets jealous, and like they get in a fight, and the choreography in the song Jailhouse Rock, and then Elvis Presley Viva Las Vegas. In the movie, Elvis plays a race car driver, and he wants to win the Las Vegas Grand Prix, and he plays a character named Lucky Jackson, and he's looking for a new engine in the movie. And he gets it, and then wins the Las Vegas Grand Prix, but in order to get it, he has to win this talent contest. He wins it. No, I think oh yeah, he does win it, and Margaret's character, I think her name was Rusty Martin, I think it was. She comes in second, wins a pool table, and in the movie, and so Elvis's character wins it, and then gets the engine, the money, and then gets the engine, and then wins the Las Vegas Grand Prix. Next movie, we got Blue Hawaii. I've actually not watched Blue Hawaii. I really don't know how this one goes. I've not watched this one yet. I really don't know how this one goes. Yeah, but it is. I like this cover picture of Elvis singing. I like that cover. That's a good cover. Next, we got Love Me Tender, which was his very first movie. It was originally going to be called the Reno Brothers, but they changed it because he had a hit song at the time named Love Me Tender. And it's... I really don't know what this movie's about because I haven't watched this one. So I can't really tell you what this one's really about, but this is a picture of Elvis on the cover. He's playing a guitar. Really cool. Yeah, like I said, I haven't really watched Love Me Tender. I mean, if you're an Elvis fan, you gotta watch this one. Flaming Star. I haven't really watched Flaming Star, to be honest. I've not watched Flaming Star, so I really couldn't tell you what this one's really about. But I'm not gonna spoil it. If I do end up watching Flaming Star in the future, I will not spoil it for anybody that has never seen this movie. It's a cool picture. I think this is a real cool picture of Elvis on the cover. Next one we got, This Is Elvis, which is basically in the opening scene. It's Johnny Hara portraying Elvis driving through the gates of Graceland, and that is the actual 73 Stutz he bought in the 70s. This movie is filmed in 1981, and that's the actual car. It's his 73 Stutz, 73 or 74, I forget, or 75, and it's him, Johnny Hara, portraying Elvis, and they go through the house, and in the movie you can see the upstairs of Graceland, which, when I first seen it, I was like, oh, it's a movie set. That's probably not really how Graceland looked, but I found out later that was really where they filmed the movie, and that was actually the upstairs of Graceland. That's like the only little sneak peek of like Elvis fans that's seen Graceland. Only, as I heard, only close family and friends have seen the upstairs of Graceland, which when you go there, it's off limits. When you walk in there, it's, okay, you walk this front door, and you'll see a staircase, and on this side is the living room, and on this side is the dining room, and the staircase goes up, and then it'll kind of turn, and it'll go back. And up there, that's off limits to tours. Only people that are really allowed up there is Lisa Priscilla, the archive team, and that's really it. That's who all really is allowed up there. And like in case they want to take something from upstairs and put it on exhibit, which I've heard they had to get special permission from Jack Soden, the CEO of Elvis Presley Enterprises. Yeah, This is Elvis is a good movie. I watched it. It just shows from like the beginning of his life till, day he died. It shows all the procession, his funeral procession from going down the Elvis Presley Boulevard to where he was originally buried. He's not buried at Graceland, and I forget the whole story why they had to move him. Wow, it's already 15 minutes. Oh, this is gonna be long. It's gonna be a long video. Kissing Cousin. If this is like a 4-film favorite Elvis Presley musical, see, on this it has Kissing Cousins, Live a Little, Love a Little, Girl Happy, and Tickle Me. I've watched Live a Little. I've watched these 2 movies, Live a Little, Love a Little, and Kissing Cousins. And Kissing Cousins is about, I forget what it's really about. I think it's, and you'll see in the movie, it looks like there's 2 Elvises, but it's Elvis in a blonde wig. And in the movie Live a Little, Love a Little, I think he's like a photographer, for people that take photos, photographer, and he's like he's taking photos, and I forget what happened in the movie, but this is a good movie. I will honestly say I've not watched. I think I've watched Girl Happy, but I've not watched Tickle Me. I forget what happens in Girl Happy, but yeah, and like I said, I haven't watched Tickle Me. It's a crazy title for a movie, which, I really don't care. It's a good movie. Next one we got, which is not really an Elvis movie, but it's based around Graceland, which is Wedding at Graceland, starring Kelly Pickler and Wes Brown. Their acting in this movie is phenomenal. Priscilla Presley's actually in this movie. You can see it, Kelly Pickler and Wes Brown. Kelly Pickler portrays Laurel, and Wes Brown portrays Clay, and they get married. If you haven't seen the movie Christmas at Graceland, like the first one that came out, it's basically them 2 meet up at Graceland, and this movie comes out, and Priscilla Presley's in this movie. There's a spot in there where they were on the fence at Graceland, looking out where the horses are, and Priscilla walks up to him and talks to him, and like shows him like they're where Elvis's tuxedo, and Priscilla's wedding dress. It's a real good movie. Next one, I gotta move something around real quick. This is my stack of records, but we'll get into that later. Okay, that is heavy. Next one we got is Elvis: The Beginning. So I think this is basically, it's been a while since I watched it, but I have watched this one. I think it's basically Elvis, just like the beginning of his career and stuff. It shows him through his career, like his beginning of his career in the 50s, and I don't think it may or may not go into the 60s. Okay, it just says it goes from 1954 to 1955. Yeah, I think it's kind of basically Elvis in the 50s. Oh yeah, it's tracing the path of Elvis Presley's first tour in 1954. It's a good movie. Next one we got is Easy Come, Easy Go. I haven't watched this one. Really, I couldn't tell you what this one's about, but this is a good picture of Elvis and his co-star, which I have no clue who that is. If anybody knows who that is with Elvis, leave a comment. Next one I got is Elvis Through the Years. And this is basically, from Elvis's, start in the 1950s to his death in the 1970s. And it shows, I forget all it shows, but I have watched this one. It is a good, documentary. Next one we got Elvis, Rare Moments with the King. And this is just showing different moments of his life. It's just different. I couldn't really tell you what's all in this one. So, next one. Elvis on Tour. This is not a movie. I mean, it is technically a movie, but it wasn't Elvis acting. It was Elvis being Elvis on tour in the 1970s. And it's him in different cities, different jumpsuits. My favorite suit to come that he wears is the powder blue suit with the blue cape and the white belt. It's a real good jumpsuit. Next one. Oh, I didn't show the cover. Here's the cover. It's Elvis in the, I think this is the powder blue suit, or they just, powder blue suit with his guitar basically singing on stage. Next one. Fun in Acapulco. I have not watched this one. I actually have 2 copies. And I really don't know what this one's about because I have not watched this one, but it is a cool cover of Elvis singing in Fun in Acapulco. It's a really cool cover of this movie. Oh, jeez. I actually, y'all can't really see it, but I'm setting stuff off to the side, so this is all the stuff I've talked about. Yeah. And basically, if I haven't said it, like and subscribe to the channel if you're just coming across this on YouTube. And always like and subscribe. And also comment if you'd like. You don't have to, it's nice to see comments from you guys. I got a lot of Elvis movies. I don't even know how many I have. I've never counted how many Elvis movies I've had. Fun in Acapulco. I already said I haven't really watched this movie. I haven't really said I haven't watched this movie, but it is a cool cover. I like the cover of this DVD. So, next one. Next one I got is Roustabout, which I have not watched. It's still in the plastic. I don't think you guys can see, but you know, it's still in the plastic. I really don't know what this one's about. I don't think it says on the back. It usually does say what a movie's about on the back. Like, if you buy a movie today, it does say what it's kind of about, but I don't know if that was something different in the 60s. Okay, and I really didn't say what it's about on the back, but it is a cool cover of Elvis riding on a motorcycle. And if you're wondering what that is, I think that is a guitar case. That little brown thing poking up, I think it's a guitar case. Next one I got is Tickle Me, which I said early in the video with that DVD special, that 4-film thing that I had. I've not watched this movie, but I have heard it's a good. But I have heard from different people on YouTube on Elvis videos and stuff. It is a good movie. There's like plastic on it. I'm like, really? Come on. Yes, this is plastic. Yeah, like I said, I have not watched this movie, but I've not watched it, but I think this is a cool cover of Elvis with a girl, obviously. Cool. Next one I got is Double Trouble. I don't actually know what this one's about, but it is a cool cover to Elvis's. Elvis, it's like Double Trouble. They're holding guitars. It's backwards, but it says double. And this says trouble. It's actually backwards. It says Double Trouble. Next one. And the last Elvis DVD I have to show in the DVD part of my collection is the Harem Scarum is the movie Harem Scarum, which I've not yet to watch. I want to watch this one, but I haven't, got time to really watch it. Cool picture of Elvis, and I don't even know what he's wearing. What is that? And Elvis with might be his co-star, I don't know. Next, we move on to my albums, or to my records. And I do have my Elvis books, which I should have put out, but which I'll, bring them over here one at a time. This is a 45. I will take it out of the little, I don't know, like the case part of it. 45s, it's different with 45s, 33s, and 78s. Like 78s, I forget how different are they, but this is a 45. The main ones I got is a 45 and a bunch of 33s, which it's different. This one is bigger, this one is smaller than a 33 record. And it says That's Alright, Mama, on Elvis Presley. And on the back it says Blue Moon of Kentucky by RCA. He started with RCA in I think it wasn't, it either was 56 or 57, I'm not sure. Next one I got, this is Elvis's last ever album he ever recorded. Elvis is a picture of Elvis on stage. The name of the album is Elvis Moody Blue. And on the back, if you get this album, it shows where these were recorded. I can go down Unchained Melody, it says recorded on tour. The next song, If You Love Me, Let Me Know, recorded on tour. Little Darling, recorded on tour. And He'll Have to Go, recorded at Graceland, recorded in Memphis, Tennessee. And Way Down was recorded at Graceland. Pleading My Love was recorded at Graceland. Moody Blue, which is the title album, was the title of this track, or this title of this album, and the title track on the album was recorded at Graceland. She Thinks I Still Care, recorded at Graceland. It's Easy for You, recorded at Graceland. Which, that's one of my favorite albums. This is a Christmas album. Elvis's Christmas album. It says Elvis Christmas album. Just different Christmas songs. My favorite Christmas song I think he did was, I have two favorites, Santa Claus is Back in Town and Blue Christmas. Next one. And Elvis's second to last album, From Elvis Presley Boulevard, Memphis, Tennessee. And you can kind of see the back. Here's the front. It's a picture of Elvis. I think this is a picture of Elvis on stage, something like that. Elvis in, I forget the name of that jumpsuit. I think it was called like the feather jumpsuit, something like that, but I'm not sure. If I said it wrong, just leave it down in the comments. And my favorite song to come off of this album was, I have two favorites, Her and Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain. Next one. The next one I have is a Conway Twitty album. I am, like I said in the beginning, I'm a big fan of Conway Twitty. Picture of Conway right there. My favorite song to come off his album, I have two favorites. After All the Good Is Gone and It's Only Make Believe. And then next one I got this at FYE. It's called Rock and Roll with Elvis Presley. It's like different song. It's like different songs. My favorite song to come off of here is Heartbreak Hotel. And on the B side of it, there's two sides to a record. And Blue Moon of Kentucky. And this is the one my cousin actually got for me. It's Elvis in concert. Elvis in the peacock suit. And the cool thing about this one is it actually opens. And it's this is Elvis in the imported Eagle jumpsuit. You guys probably can't really see it. Elvis in the imported Eagle jumpsuit. And the belt that you see on the jumpsuit, that is actually the Aloha from Hawaii belt. If you can see it, I'm not really sure. Yeah, if you guys can see it, I'll move it close. Yeah, if you can see it, right there. Right there. Right there where my finger is. Right there, I'm touching the belt. Right there. Yeah, right there you can see the belt. That is the Aloha. Yeah, that is the belt from the Aloha from Hawaii American Eagle jumpsuit. That is my last of my albums. Now we get to the most prestigious part of my collection. This newspaper was released the day after Elvis Presley died. I'll read it. It says, "A lonely life ends on Elvis Presley Boulevard," and there's different. I'm not gonna open it up because it will tear, and it shows different pictures of the funeral procession and stuff, and just the president at the time, Jimmy Carter, I think, said something about Elvis, and it's in this newspaper. I'm not sure if it is, and it says Memphis, Tennessee, Wednesday, August 17th, 1977. I hope you guys like that, me showing my Elvis collection, and hope you guys like and subscribe. Peace out.